Let's look at the features of rental tax or the characteristics of rental tax. First is that rental tax on an individual is separate from the income tax imposed under Section 4 of the Act. So when we are calculating for rental tax, it's different from the income tax. So we do not combine the two. Like each of them is calculated on its own. So rental tax on an individual is separate from income tax imposed under Section 4 of the Income Tax Act. Then the second characteristic is that the rental income derived by a person shall not be included in the gross income of the person which is subject to tax under this act for any year of income. So when we calculating or when we are getting the gross income of a person, we are not supposed to include rental income. Yeah, because we deal with rental income and rental tax separately. So the rental income is not supposed to be included in the gross income of the person. Another characteristic is that a 12% rate is applied on the gross rental income to arrive at the tax liability in case it is an individual in the question. Yeah, we use the 12% tax rate. Then expenditures and losses incurred by a partnership in the production of gross rental income shall be allocated to the partners in accordance with Section 67, Part 5 of the Act. So, expenses and losses that are incurred in the production of rental income, it is supposed to be allocated to the partners using the appropriate sharing ratios. Another characteristic is that expenditures and losses incurred by a person, when that person is not an individual or a partnership, in generating rental income, are allowed as a deduction. And the deduction allowed in a year of income is at a rate of 50%, and the excess of the amount is carried forward to the subsequent year of income. So in case a person like a company incurs expenditures and losses in the production or generating of rental income, 50% of the expenditures and losses incurred are allowed as a deduction. Then the last characteristic is that for purposes of assessing rental tax under this section, the minister shall, by the statutory instrument, prescribe estimates of rent based on the rating of rental property in a specific location.